I've been thinking, we should have a different kind of radio show.
The Eamon Lowe Show, in association with Finnegan Waste Disposal Services Dundalk.
Eamon, you're moping round with a face like a slapped arse. Go visit your Polish floozy and see if that'll cheer you up. I'm Eamon Lowe, and this is my broadcast. That's broadcast, not a podcast, a broadcast. Those cruel words I used to open today's episode are harsh, factually inaccurate, and not mine. They're the words of the mother, and in truth, there may be some truth in the home truth that she was pointing out there. However, her utterance does contain some inaccuracy, as my most recent lover is not actually Polish, but Albanian. I met Hannah in the corridor beside the Park Cafe in the retail park here in Dundalk. The blonde 40-something stunner had dropped her purse in the walkway, and her coinage had spilled out onto the tiled floor. I helped her gather it up, and before long our eyes met as we both hunkered on the floor gathering up the euros. Suffice to say, I was a gentleman, and we shared a carvery in the Park Cafe, and we have been seeing each other occasionally since. I've never been one to linger in relationships, but the current restrictive climate in which we're operating has given me time to ponder. It's made me ponder on my relationship status. It's made me wonder if I'd be better off with a partner right now. But mostly it's made me horny. And that is really what the mother was getting at. Whilst my lover Hannah and I have been communicating over the phone, it's simply not the same, obviously. And the fact that she refuses to invest in a decent smartphone means that my attempts to Skype with her have been ultimately frustrating. So I'd had enough. There's only so much buffering one man can take from his lover. So I decided to attempt a clandestine tryst last night. And a trysting I did go. Using Map My Run, I worked out that Hannah's house is approximately 2.3 kilometres from here, so I was going to have to break the rules and run the gamut of the new government restrictions if I was going to get me some Albanian lovin'. Having had 2 previous run-ins with the Gardaí, see episodes 3 and 5 of this broadcast, I knew I could well be a marked man. But the thoughts of my frustrated Albanian lover was what would drive me on. Like it drove Marty Robbins on in that hit song El Paso. Although, to be fair, he did end up shot and dead. That wasn't going to happen to me. Unless Hannah's husband had recently been released from his Albanian prison and managed to get a flight to Dublin in the middle of a pandemic. No chance. But I did have that 0.3 of a kilometre to traverse. In the end, I didn't see a guard anywhere, and I merely sauntered to my lover's abode. I knew she was sexually frustrated as soon as I got within 50 yards of the house. I could smell the beetroot. The Albanians loved the beetroot. Beetroot soup, beetroot pie, beetroot hummus, and beetroot salad. Anything to do with beetroot. They fucking loved the stuff. And when Sienna has been away from the boudoir for any length of time, she starts flaking into the beetroot. The last time I'd left it a week before calling over, I'd walked into what looked like a bloodbath. Violent red liquid and stains all over the hall and kitchen and the downstairs loo. I thought she'd murdered someone and was now cooking them. But it was only beetroot. The other clue that she was horny was her welcome pack. When I rang the doorbell, she obviously practiced social distancing and asked who it was. But once I declared it was myself, she opened the door and I didn't make it past the 3rd step on the stairs. It's the first time I've ever made love on a welcome mat. It was only in the afterglow that I realised she hadn't even managed to close the front door properly. I can only hope that the neighbours were observing social distancing and remained in their houses for the minute and a half of that initial coupling, because anyone passing the front door would have had the vision of my pasty cheeks to leave a lasting impression, as if the lockdown wasn't hard enough. Suffice to say, I stayed the night. And the walk back home this morning was delicate to say the least. She didn't leave me alone all night, stopping only for some beetroot pie and chips, which we ate naked in the kitchen, washed down with some Albanian raki. The raki is a national alcohol made from prunes. Between the beetroot and the prunes, I'm living in dread of my next trip to the Jacks. Even the show's sponsors, Finnegan Waste Disposal, might struggle. But I'm home now, and I'm happy, ready to take on whatever Corona has to throw at me this week. That said, I'll probably take it easy today, as I'm still a bit red raw, and I'm not talking about beetroot stains. I've been Eamon Lowe, and this has been my broadcast. Until the next one, stay safe, and stay sane.
Hello, Marion Finnegan here, CEO of Finnegan Waste Disposal Services Dundalk, proud sponsors of the Eamon Lowe Show on LWGFM. For all your household waste disposal needs, you can contact us on our hotline, 1850 Septic. We can discreetly empty your septic tank and leave it in as good as new condition in less than 30 minutes. Call us today, mention the Eamon Lowe Show, and you can avail of our special offer of €150. No tank too big or too small. Finnegan Waste Disposal Services Dundalk, 1850 Septic. When we've done our job, you can go and shite.